Welcome back. You're on to Wake Up Nigeria. Next stop is our relationship segment. And Olaiwola Abiola is a certified professional mental health counselor with a specialization in relationship and marriage counseling. He uses his background in counseling and psychology to empower individuals to transform their personal, relationship, and professional lives. A psychodynamic and person-centered specialist with a special interest in helping couples overcome their individual dysfunctions. And today, he'll be talking to us about how important is it to understand individual differences and dysfunctions to make a marriage work. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me once again. I'm so excited to be here.
Glad to have you. Now, let's just delve right into today's discussion.
No problem. Let's do that.
Differences.
Yeah.
The male and female gender, first of all, are we have different roles that we play, and we are wired differently. Now, coming together to be together, that's a different ball game altogether, because like bringing your baggage and I'm bringing my baggage. So first of all, let's highlight what these differences are.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
Imagine the world filled with only men. How probably boring, quote and unquote, just of color. Yes. So variety is the spice of life, and opposite attract. So beautiful. Men generally are outwardly driven.
Okay.
Women are more inwardly driven. Men communicate basically for information and to communicate ideas. But for women communicate basically to express their emotions and their feelings, so to say. Men are like computer, garbage in, garbage out. They are more logical in terms of their wiring. Women are more intuitive. They're like radar. They pick things from afar. And these are one of the things that people have issues in their marriage, because at times a man is saying, my wife is a witch. Because each time I share anything with her, I say, no, I don't believe it. You shouldn't do it. Eventually, the man goes ahead to do it, and the thing turns out to work. Yeah. This woman, because he has already done his own part, the logical part, which is to add 1 + 1 together to give 2. But the woman says, okay, I don't feel you should do this. I don't feel you should do this. Okay, why? Tell me why. She can't tell, because a woman is designed to be a feeler. By their nature, women are nurturers. So they have this capacity to pick things from afar. They may not be able to explain it, but so if a man understands how this works, all he needs to do is, honey, I've done all this, what do you feel about it? Then we can come together, because two are better than one anyway. So our differences are there. They are important. They are supposed to bring us together, to make the marriage better, not to separate us. You
know, that's the irony in it. Differences bringing us together to make things work. Yeah. So first of all, a lot of people do not even realize that there are differences, that these differences, because people are just, okay, you know what, this is how I am. I can't change. And that's where that's where compromise, conflict also, comes in. So first, now, how do we reconcile some of these differences?
Okay. Now, people also need to understand this, that there's who you are, and there's the kind of person you need to be to make your marriage work or your relationship work. I also understand the place of the dysfunctions that we all bring into. Every one of us have one issue or the other coming. In fact, I used to tell people that the problem people have in marriage is not the problem that most of the people didn't start in the marriage. Actually started in their childhood dysfunctions. Okay. So when you come into marriage and you are now together, because you are not supposed, it's not just about you, it's about two people coming together to work to achieve a particular aim. So what you need to do is to come, okay, who do I need to become? And that's why also during courtship, during dating period, is an opportunity for you to interview. Most of the time people go out to have intercourse. Instead of interview, you need to know how much of this person that I can live with. Because when you get married, what you'll be left with, you will be left with either to adapt and to adjust to that person, because you actually can't change anyone actually. Until that person makes up his or her mind to change, you can't change anybody. But in a marriage, for marriage to work, that's why I have to tell people that the emotional the emotional butterfly in my belly will never keep any marriage, but knowledge will. So when you come to a point in your marriage and discover that, look, our differences and our dysfunctions are affecting my marriage, then you need to look at it, admit it, and accept it. This is who I am. Okay, what do I need to change to become better in the light of making my marriage work? So those are the things people need to do.
Now, talking about dysfunctions, what are those deal breakers that people should look out for, even before, committing in that relationship?
Okay. Now, dysfunction generally are impaired or abnormal functioning of people in a relationship.
Yeah.
Now, most of them, these have been informed through poor or bad parenting, at times through major, what we call significant childhood traumatic event, like a child going through probably an incestual relationship,
Domestic
rape,
violence.
yes, death of a parent, death of the loved one, abandonment, neglect, and things like that. So when people grew up in that kind of environment, they've already been damaged. A child growing up in an environment of domestic violence, such a child is already damaged in terms of his or her psyche, our mentality, and our world outlook. So what people need to look out for. Now, nobody is perfect. Everybody is working towards perfection. And we can't judge everyone because our individual realities differ. Now, our reality, as I said, differs. So you need to look at it. So towards working towards marriage, you need to come to a point in your life that, look, what are the must have and should have? Most of the time, people pay attention on the ephemerals. People don't pay attention
to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, the nitty-gritty. What actually do you need? Do you need someone? So when you begin to see some signs, for example, domestic violence, even before getting married, such an issue, look, I think you're a good person, but I think you need help. You need to go check up yourself and get some help to deal with this issue. Because if you carry on to marriage with the hope, I'm going to change him, I'm going to change her, you are not a converter. Nobody can change anyone unless that person decides to change. So people need to watch out for such issues and be able, if you're married and there are issues like that, one of the things people need to also do is to admit it. You need to admit that these are the things I'm doing that's not proper. These things are not healthy for my relationship. And in as much as affecting your partner and you profess love to that person, you should pay attention to such. Number two, we also need to be empathetic because now you're married. If you listen to your spouse and get to see what his or her background has been, instead of judging the person, you come to a place of empathy. Then you also probably want to consult a therapist or a counselor. And because these are the things we deal with on a day-to-day basis anyway. Because marriages are what they are because of the dysfunctions that people bring in from their childhood or from the kind of parenting they had into their relationship.
And it could either make or mar the relationship. Definitely. Now let's talk about the role of the partner. What role does this partner play in a case of a dysfunctional partner where you're married to someone who has some certain dysfunctions from his or her past? What role does you as the partner in the relationship, what role should you play in dealing with this dysfunctional partner? Yeah.
So basically, I think one of the things people need to do, we need to show understanding.
Okay.
Now, I'm talking about in marriage context now.
Yes.
Even outside marriage, but I want to tailor my argument to marriage because I believe in love. I believe marriage should work. I believe marriage should stand the test of time.
Okay.
Because basically, that's what I'm trained to do, to help people make the best out of their similarly troubled marriage.
Okay.
And I've seen people move from dysfunction to functionality. So basically, people need to show some level of understanding and empathy, as I said earlier on, and some level of compromise. And the party that is dysfunction also needs to admit the fact that, look, I know I have this issue. There's need to not to sweep issues under the carpet and try to just
deal with
you need to deal with it. Do I need to see a counselor? Do you need to encourage them to go see a counselor and things like that? You should stand by them and give them the necessary support.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olaiwola. This has been a very, very insightful conversation.
Thank you so much.
And because we've taken so much from you, we are going to replenish all that we have taken from you this morning. So we'd like you to please go into the kitchen and yes, let's fuel you up. So please.
Okay, thank you.
Ahead of you.